Shalom, Miss McCall.
Shalom.
And shalom to the viewing audience. I am Pastor Reggie and prophet of Israel, to the Most High, and to the Master Yahushua HaMashiach. All praises and all honor to the King. Today I have a message that I want to share with you from the book of Revelation, chapter 20, we are going to start with. And the message today is bound in chains and ready for prison. Bound in chains and ready for prison. Today we see so many of our people, our young people, lots of other young brothers that are on their way on a daily basis to prison, bound in chains, and you see them all the time. The police pull up in the neighborhood. Next thing you know, brothers are handcuffed and taken into the back of the police vehicle and on their way to prison or to the jailhouse. So we want to talk about that today. We want to discuss the effect of that type of lifestyle and where and how it started. Everything that happens spiritually, it comes naturally, it will take place. But spiritual things is always given first, and then natural things follow suit along the way. So today we will take a look at this lifestyle or this way of life that has been picked up around the world, especially here in America. So many people, women, young men, older people, are caught up in a system and are trapped in a way that the enemy has prepared for them to destroy them, to destroy Yah's people, to destroy his plan, his work, and to take our children and turn them into criminals and then lock them up by way of. Let me just explain something to you. We have young brothers that are killing each other. We have family members that are killing one another. People that are attacking, and even in this last days, it seems like it's more serious now than it has ever been, where crime has gone to its max. And it's rising daily. And it's brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters, family members against family members, killing one another. While the enemy that has trained you to hate yourself, that's what it is, self-hatred. The enemy has groomed our people to hate themselves. And as a result of that, you see the violence, the hatred. Brothers are killing their wives and their wife and their children and their girlfriends and murdering those people in a passionate way. And you're wondering, how can a person that say that I love you in one breath, and in another breath trying to kill you. Now they have a show about it called Fatal something. Fatal Attraction. They have another one similar to that. For My Man. So they have all of these programs. Hear what I'm saying? Programs. Which is programming your mind, your spirit, from the television and setting you up for failure by showing you crimes you could commit and even sometimes showing you how you could get away with it. They have a show called Get Away with Murder. How to get away with murder. And they put all of these programs in there. And they teach you how to get away with murder. The games for the children. And again, I try to pay attention because you look at what is happening. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. They don't have a 5? They have a 4? Okay. Okay, PlayStation 4, whatever they got. But they have those programs, and they have those violent games, and even the terrorists are using it to recruit young men and young women to become terrorists and murderers and training them. You would wonder how some young people that have never been to the gun range is so accurate in shooting. Because they're training them on those games to be marksmen and markswomen of shooting those guns and the type of ammunitions that they're training them with. And some of the young people have never seen those type of weapons. They have never been in the military. They've never been in the police force. They've never been in any sort of academy where they have weapons or so forth. But they know everything about an assault weapon and how to use it. They are skilled in using an assault weapon on those games. They are skilled in shooting multiple people, putting bombs and destroying lives in mass and having mass casualty by the games. Look innocent. It looked very innocent. Oh, it's just a game that the kids are playing. But they are training them and preparing them to become the next Osama bin Laden. They are preparing them to be the next unit bomber. They are preparing them to be the next this and the next that, and training them through the games. Teaching them how to disrespect their parents. They have a show on television, which is one of the cartoon shows, but I think it's animated. And it's telling the children not to listen to their parents. Teaching them not to listen to their parents. That your parents don't know what they're talking about, and you have a better knowledge of who you are versus what your parents are trying to hinder you from doing. They're just trying to hold you back and keep you back from living your life. The amount of pornography that is on the shows and the movies and the television and the games, because some of the games got naked women too. And all of that is setting up our people for failure. And then in the end result, you see them bound with chains and heading to prison. So let us look at this scripture here and let's break it down for a minute. Revelation chapter 20. And I saw a messenger coming down from heaven, having the key to the pit of the dead, and a great chain in his hand. And he sees the dragon. He sees the dragon, the serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, Hasatan, and bound him for 1,000 years. So, Satan, Hasatan, bound by the Malach, as the scripture says, in chain, and he is bound for 1,000 years. I know he don't want that message to get out there, but we're going to continue that. And what I want you to look at, brothers and sisters, is that the pit or the prison was not created for human beings. Wasn't created for Yah's people. Let's put it like that. Mm-hmm. But Satan, from the beginning, because of his rebellion, because of his sin, that he has sinned against the master, and because of the end result of where he's going, he want to make sure that he takes everybody there with him. He want to make sure that his experience is your experience. He want to make sure that what he is going through, that you will experience the same experience that he is going through. You notice, there's an assignment for him here. The assignment was that the Malach, the angel, was to take a chain, and this is from the beginning, before man even know about what chain is. Mm-hmm. And that chain is to bound Satan at the end time. But you see, spiritual things go before natural things. So all of that is set up before the foundation of the world. This thing is not just being set up. It's already in place. It's already on the move. So now, the only thing that needs to be is a finished run. So Satan just got to finish his course in order for all of this to come into play. But it's already laid out. And he knows his end game. He knows that he's not coming back with the master. He knows that he don't have no love and he has no opportunity of coming back and being free again. He knows that at the end he's going to be bound. He knows at the end he's going to be destroyed. He knows that. Right. But because he knows that and he already have that in mind, his plan is that I'm going to take as many as possible with me. Right. I am not going to be the only one going to the pit. I am not going to be the only one going to prison. I am not the only one going to be in chains, but I'm going to make sure that the people that you call your own, your set-apart people, I'm going to take them with me. I'm going to destroy as many as possible. I'm going to take them with me. And that's the plan of the enemy.
Yes, it sure is.
And we don't have to give him any opening.
Right.
Or any opportunity. Unite together and destroy the work of the adversary. Instead of we fighting one another, while the enemies who set it up is laughing at us. Right. Now, they put us, they know. This is how they set it up. They put us to fight against the strongest and the best among our people. Come on, mm-hmm. The strongest and the best. They know that if they take out Medgar Evans, they know if they take out Martin Luther, they know Jr., they know if they take out Malcolm X. They know if they take out, a brother like Bob Marley. They know if they take out some of the brothers, the influential brothers, that is really calling them out and calling out the things that they're doing. Now they go after those strong brothers, those leaders. These things they've been doing for a long time. And they've been setting it up. They've been setting it up. So we don't have to fall for the trickery anymore in the game. We just got to get set apart. Yes, sir. Verses 3 said, and he threw him into the pit of the deep and shut him up and set a seal on him. Now let me explain that. Let us pause here for a minute. Everything that Satan encounters, he's going to make it your experience. The messenger, the Malak, set a seal over him. Now let me explain the seal. The seal is that he is marked. He is marked, and when others see him, he has no authority or power to deceive the nation after being marked. So he want to make sure that you are marked, which is called the mark of the beast. He want to make sure that you have a number. That's why when brothers go in prison, they give them a number. So they recognize them not by their name, but by their number. Like Satan been sealed, so he want to make sure you sealed. Oh, we going someplace. He was chained, and he want to make sure you are chained. He is going to prison, and he want to make sure you go to prison.
That's right. That's right.
He is the first one that was assigned to a prison cell, bound for hell.
Yes, sir.
The first one that ever has been assigned to prison. So he want to make sure that if I'm going to prison, every man else that I can take with me is going to prison. And since that I'm going to be chained, every man else that follow me is going to be chained. And since that I'm going to be marked, everyone else is going to be marked. So I'm going to have a seal upon me. They're going to be sealed. Just like when Cain have killed his brother Abel. So now he been marked. Same way. Because Satan know he's been marked. So he got Cain to fall into, his trap. Now Cain is marked. And anyone that killed him is marked. Oh, this thing been a setup from day one. It's been a setup from day one. Don't think brothers are just going to prison and that is something that the Gentile had schemed up. And they are the one that came up with a plan of prison. No, they didn't come up with a plan of prison. Prison was an assignment that came from heaven to assign Satan into it, to put him there. Oh yeah, prison didn't come from the Gentiles. Prison came from heaven. That we are going to lock you up for 1,000 years. You say, well, the pit is not prison. Well, let's check it out and see whether or not it is prison, where Satan is going. Let's go. And we finish in 3. He said, and sealed, and set a seal on him, so that he should lead the nation no more astray until the 1,000 years were ended. The millennium. And after that, he has to be released for a little while. He is getting a probationary period. So he's going to be free and being on probation only for a little while. So that is the system that the world has adopted. That we are going to free you, but only for a little while.
Right.
And then we're going to re-arrest you and put you back in prison to serve your term. And you break your probationary period time, then we're going to send you back early.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to serve out the rest of your time. So you see, this thing has always been orchestrated and planned out. Oh, we get in someplace, we're going to look at this. I want to check this out. And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was given to them, and the lives of those who had been beheaded because of the witness they bore to Yahushua, and because of the word of Elohim, and who did not worship the beast, nor his image, and did not receive his mark upon their foreheads and upon their hands, and they lived and reigned with Messiah for 1,000 years. So for 1,000 years, and that's a long time for man, but it's like a day for the master. Mm-hmm. For 1,000 years, Satan is going to be locked up in prison, shut up, where he cannot torment the nations. And the righteous shall reign as priests before the master and serve him. And they are going to be there to judge what's going on in the world, to supervise things that are happening with the master Yahushua. While Satan is being bound, the priests that are serving with the master Yahushua for 1,000 years is going to be in reign to set up discipline on the earth, to help put things in order on the earth.
Praise God.
Keep everybody in line. Let's look at this again. Verse 5. And the rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. The rest of the dead. Remember last week when I bring a message, I taught you, and I let you know that the whole world, heavens and earth, has different levels, and it's not that the people here that is gone from the earth doesn't mean that they don't live again, and doesn't mean that they are not judged and they're not tested again. They are removed from the presence of the fleshly ones here on earth, but they are placed into the abyss for the day of judgment. Those that are righteous are taken in a place where the master can bring them into a righteous judgment, and they have been chosen already for a set apart day. We're going on with this. Check this out. And he said this is the first resurrection. The first resurrection for whom? For those that have been dead and went down to the grave. Verses 6, he said, and blessed are the set apart is the one having part in the first resurrection. The second death possesses no authority over these, but they shall be priests of Elohim and of Messiah, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. They will be priests and reign with him for 1,000 years. But the second death will not have any power over those that was being caught in the first resurrection. So we are not trying to stay for the second resurrection. We want to make sure that we are accepted in the first resurrection, because those that are alive now and get a chance to live righteously will then be raised up in the first resurrection. Those that did not triumph as hard. They're going to have a chance, but only if they didn't take the mark of the beast. They're going to have a chance, but it's going to be so hard for them to even make up their mind to do what is right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why not do it now?
That's right.
Why wait until things get harder to then want to try to make it right? When it's only harder for you because temptation is stronger in your spirit. Sin is stronger, and sin is stronger in your body, in your being. You're talking about sexual immorality now? Well, when that time comes, you'll probably have 100 or 1,000 times feeling more passionate about doing sexual immorality than you could feel it now. You're talking about passion of crime right now? In those days, that means your body will go through a time where crime and sin will rise up in you 1,000 times more. So you will not be as easy to control yourself like you could do it now. See, now the Spirit of the Master is here.
Right.
And He gives us that freedom. And He gives us that opportunity. But when that time is past, it's going to get so much harder. So much harder to make that decision. Now, when people started venturing out, when you were, let me just take it that way. When you're a virgin, it's very easy to stay a virgin. It's much easier to remain and being kept. When you never have a drink, it's easier to stay and without becoming drunk because you are not a drinker. You see what I'm saying? You're not drinking, so you're not getting drunk. But the moment time you start breaking those seals, the moment time you break the seal of being chaste, you know, where you are a virgin, you broke that seal, then the desire and the appetite of sex have just come upon you. And if you're not married and you start having multiple partners, then the appetite gets bigger and bigger. And you just want to have more multiple partners. Now, when you start smoking a cigarette and you have 1 or 2 draws, and then you go back the next day to have another draw, the urge of smoking just gets more and more, and your curiosity becomes more. Anything that you're doing, and you get a first taste of it, and you taste to like it. Now, some people will get a first taste of something, and it's a very rare occasion where they are not addicted to it, and they go like, I don't like that. I'm not going to try that no more. But for most cases, people start trying something, they like it, and then they want to try it again. And then they thought about it, man, well, it's an acquired taste, but I like it, I can work with it. So they keep on going, and before you know it, they're hooked.
Yes, sir.
But for somebody that has been watching watching their spirit,
Right.
watching their life,
Yes, sir.
examine everything they're doing,
Right.
checking out how they're living, it's not so easy to convince them to do what is wrong.
That's right.
Because they will let you know, I got some boundaries here.
Right.
And I'm not going to cross those boundaries. But the moment time you cross the boundary, oh yeah. Let me tell you how the enemy plays the game. Because he played better than anybody else. And that's why when I go on a job, I tell the people right there and then, I don't work on Shabbat. Now the moment time they get you to compromise that first day,
Right.
or you hooked,
No, not.
they look at you and say, well, you ain't that serious about your Messiah because you said you weren't going to work and now you're working. So guess what? Next time I'm going to come, I'm going to press you a little harder.
Right.
So you can work another Shabbat. And before you know it, the enemy suck you in and you find yourself so diluted that you even scared now to talk to them. Because now they're threatening your job. And you don't want to say nothing because you don't want to lose the job. Guess what? I'm going to stand on my grounds from day one. So we ain't got no problem. You come to me and you say, can you work? No, I can't. Well, you ain't got nothing doing. That's the point. I'm not going to do nothing for you. If my master asks me to do something for him, I will, but not for you. You catch my drift? Keep on walking. Well, I don't know if I can keep you from continue working on this job. Well, I don't know if I want to continue working for you. Because just as you need me, just as I need you, you need me. Right. So guess what? And the money that you're paying me don't belong to you in the first place. Right. So you threatening me, my master is the one that controls everything. So all I got to do is to go back and tell a master, this man is forcing me, or this person or company is forcing me to work on your set apart day and threatening me with your money. Oh, see how fast they'll lose it.
Yes, sir.
See how he'll handle that. That's if you're righteous.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you're not righteous, he can defend you. Check this out. Are we in verse what? Verse 6 now?
7.
We finished at 6, I think.
7.
Oh, we finished. Okay, we in 7 now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, prophet. And when the 1,000 years has ended, Satan, Hasatan, shall be released from his prison. Where was he?
Prison.
In prison.
The pits.
So he want to make sure that everyone that follows him will face the same charges that he faced.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Lock them up.
Yep.
Put them in chains. Walk them in. Close the door.
Give them a number.
I'm going to be releasing 1,000 years. Make sure they get life.
Come on, break it down.
See, that's his MO. That's his plan. So don't think that it's a Gentile plan. No, it's a plan that when you do wrong, you would have to pay for it. Yep. So they're just adopting what's been already laid out. Oh man, I'm telling you, I wish we have time today, but I want to finish this off. And
we got
yeah.
time. We got time. Let's go.
Check this out. And he shall go out to lead the nations astray, which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together for battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea. It's as the sand of the sea. Because Israel, Abraham was given
same charge.
the same charge that Satan is now trying to defeat. Who is he trying to kill? Israel. Because guess what? The master said to Abraham, he said, your seed shall be as the sand on the seashore. So Satan knows that if his seed is as the sand of the seashore, then I got to get enough army as the sand of the seashore to capture them and to defeat.
That's right. Praise the sweet to ya.
See, this thing is not just a happen chance. Oh, no. Everything in life is not just a chance. No, there is a plan and a reason for everything. Shlomo said there is everything under the sun.
Time, place, and a season.
There is a time and a season for everything. Everything is accounted for already.
Mm-hmm.
There is no chance or accident. No, this thing was planned out.
That's right.
It's either planned out in righteousness or it's planned out in unrighteousness. It's either going to be upheld rightly or it's going to be destroyed destructively by the plans of the enemy. Because one thing he comes to do, he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Yes, when he uses you up and you have no more strength, yes, then he destroys you.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
The same fate that he is going to face, he want to make sure that you're going to have the same fate.
That's right.
Destruction and jail. Being in chains. Being locked up. And treated in a disgraceful manner.
Yep.
So now he got to set up his army of strong as the sand of the seashore to combat Abraham's descendants. So he is not coming with Abraham's descendants to fight Abraham's descendants. He is using Abraham's descendants to destroy Abraham's descendants. So he can move in with his army to then take over. But as long as we got strength in numbers, he know he can't come up against us. As long as we united together, as long as we standing together,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
he know he can't come up against us.
That's right.
United we stand, but divided we fall.
Yes, sir.
So he has a plan to match every one of us. But we have to make sure that we standing where we are supposed to be standing.
Yes, sir.
Now, check this out. So hear what he says right 9. And they came up over the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camps of the set apart ones. Who is the set apart ones? Israel. And the beloved city. Where is the beloved city? Jerusalem. And fire came down from Elohim out of the heavens and consumed them.
Yes, sir.
The master is fighting with us.
Yes.
And the devil who led them astray was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, and where the beast and the false prophet are. So the beast and the false prophet was thrown in that place ahead of time. So people say that, those wicked people, those wicked prophets and wicked people, judgment already come for them. They are cast into the sulfur in the lake of fire and waiting for the devil, their leader, to join them. Let's look at this again. And we are in verses 10. And the devil, no, we finished 10. We are in 11. Finish in 10. Where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tortured day and night forever and ever. Now, think about this. When brothers are in prison, especially those that have a life sentence, that cannot be peace. That cannot be love and living in tranquility. No, that is torture. Knowing that you will never be free again. Knowing that you may never have the touch of a female. That's why you get a he-male for a she-male. Or you would say a she-male for a real female. A she-male. You know what a she-male is? Oh yeah. They bring women clothing in there for them and dress them up. Lipsticks, braided hair, dressed with, and you look at it, the setup has always been, because the enemy's plan is that if I could program your screen, if I could digitally program you, set you up. So almost all of the brothers that you see on TV or in the movies, they have them dressed up in women's clothes somehow or the other.
All them rappers.
Have them dressed up in women's underwears and playing the she-male. So when you go in prison, it don't look as bad because you don't see that she-male on TV. So now you go in prison and the she-male is there to greet you. So then now they trying to make it a normal world. Normal? What is normal about that?
It's disgusting.
But today we're here to talk about something else.
Fossilize it in.
Check this out with me. It says, and I saw a great white throne, and he who was sitting on it, from whose face the earth and the heavens fled away, and no place was found for them. No place. They had to run, and they kept on running. There is no safety. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before the throne, and books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life.
Yes.
And the dead was judged from what was written in the books according to their works. But people say, what works? We are saved by grace. What works?
Come on, come on.
The Revelation
Yes,
says
sir.
they are judged by their works.
Yes.
So where's grace now?
Where is your grace that you had?
Mm-hmm.
See, James say, show me your faith with works. For faith without works or dead. So then you say we don't want the Torah because the Torah talks about work. Well, Revelation just concluded and says that the master is going to judge you based on the work that you have done.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come and say, well, master, I haven't done no work, but here is my ticket with grace.
Come on, break it down.
You gave me a pass. And he would say, yeah, only for you to get some rest to work. What have you done with the pass that I gave you?
Yes.
Well, I thought you meant that I should just sit down with it. I thought you meant that, grace was something that I hold on to forever. No, grace was there to help you stand up when you were knocked down.
Right.
Grace was there to help you hold your hand when you were staggering, when you're drunk in stupor. Grace was there. That's why you weren't killed on the highway when you were driving drunk. Grace was there when you got into a ball and a rage and you were supposed to be killed and the master saved you. That's what grace did for you. But he don't expect you to continue fighting every day. He don't expect you to continue drinking every day, to cut your liver and then come back and say that I have grace.
Come on.
You're committing suicide. And then you're talking about I got grace. People committing suicide and talking about, well, I don't know if people that commit suicide, whether or not they're going to go to hell or they're going to go to heaven. Well, how many dead men you heard repent?
Right.
Now, you killed yourself. Well, what if I set up the gun to kill myself and just before the gun went off, I say, forgive me? You see, people looking for loopholes. People looking for excuses. Well, what if I change my mind? Well, you set that gun up and it's going to go off. What if you change your mind? You should have gotten up faster then and turn it off before you get shot. You shouldn't have said it in the first place.
Exactly.
But you want to play games with the master because the thief on the cross, he had grace. But that's not you.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, what if I ask the master to forgive me just before I die?
Where's your works?
Well, guess what? Where is your works? And how do you know that you're going to be able to say a word when death comes?
Right.
How do you know that? You see, that's what I said last week. Some people only want the master for a 911 call. Don't tell me how to live my life. Just be there for when I call you.
Come on, break it down.
I don't need you to interfere with my marriage. I don't need you to interfere with my children. I don't need you to run my life. I just need you to be there. So when I call you and I need some money, you can send me some money. I just need you. When I need to come out of prison, you let me out. I don't want you to run my life. I don't want you to tell me what to do. I don't want you to direct me or instruct me. I just want to call you when I need you. And you just stand in position so when I call you, you can serve me. Yeah. As the sister said, they want to bail out. They need him for a bondsman. That's all they need. You see, and they think that the master, you know, as he said in the scripture, well, do El know, or do he have any knowledge? Or is there any knowledge in the Most High? You see, they want to believe, they want to say stuff. Well, you know something, they want to keep him for retirement. That's what they want to keep him for. Well, we're going to go to church, or we're going to go to temple, or we're going to get holy when we retire. But while we're young, we need to do what we do. Because, you know, we still got life to live. And we have not sown our royal oats yet. We have not lived our life. We have not drink our drink. We have not partying out. We are still young. So we need to do all of that. And then, you know,
Praise
you hear them say, well, we know we're not in church, but you hear the church goers say, well, church is for old people.
Wow.
Or temple is for old people. Though we still young.
Yep.
But death don't know the difference between young and old.
No, sir. No, sir.
Death don't know. He don't look at age calendar and look at the calendar and say, well, how many birthdays have you had on this earth? Death don't have that in his repertoire. Death don't have that. Death just say, I got an assignment for this, that, and this. I got an assignment for Jake and we over here.
Yes,
I'm going.
Yes, sir.
Death does not hesitate when he got a command.
That's right.
Nope.
Death don't stay back and say, Master, I know you send me,
Right.
but I'm going to wait 25 years later to go. The moment time death get the assignment,
Yes, sir.
he's on the go. Ain't nobody stopping him but the master.
Yes, sir.
Death don't go, he gonna die.
Death is going for you. As the brother said, if death don't go, death is going to die. Yeah, you said it right because I'm about to tell you. I'm about to teach you death will die if he don't obey. Because there's going to come a time there will be no more death. There will have no need for death. Don't you know death is a spirit? All people think that death is just something, a mystical, something that just happened. No, death has a face, death has a hand, death has a mind, death has a body. Death is a spirit that is working for the master. And when he sends it out, he goes and do his job.
That's right, that's right.
Hallelujah.
Death, you see, people think that death is just a wind, just a breeze. And sometimes it may blow, and sometimes it may not. I hear I hear stupid people. When I say stupid people, I have beat death. I don't beat death 5 times, really.
I escaped.
I escaped death, and I treat death. As he said, the only person that beat death was the Messiah. Hey, you're talking about you beat death and you treat death. No, death wasn't ready for you.
Right.
No, death just gave you a wake-up call. Just to let you know, if you don't stop what you're doing, I'm coming.
Right.
That's what death is telling you. You don't stop that drinking that's going to cut up your liver, I'm coming. You don't stop that smoking that's going to mess you up on the road, I'm coming. You don't stop all that playing around with guns, I'm coming. You don't stop all that fighting and killing, I'm coming. I'm coming for you.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at this.
Good.
Hallelujah.
Verse 13.
And we verse 13 here. He said, and the sea gave up the dead who were in it. And death and Sheol gave up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one according to his works.
Yes, sir.
Works again.
Each one according to his works.
Yes, sir.
Each one according to his faith. Each one according to his grace. Each one according to what?
His works.
Mercy, faith can't save you.
But I got great grace and mercy. Well, why? Why do you need grace and mercy? Because you're not quite adjusted to the master's plan yet.
Right.
That's why you need grace and mercy.
Right.
Grace and mercy is an extra booster for you. That's what you need at this time. You need a booster seat. Your foot can't reach on the ground and sit down, properly yet. You know what I'm saying? You can't reach the pedal, so you need a booster seat. You can't see when you're down there, so you need to see. You see, faith, grace and mercy is just a crutch to help you stand up.
Yes, sir.
But you rather walking on your 2 feet, right?
Yes, sir.
Walking in faith
Yes, sir.
and belief
Yes, sir.
than walking with grace and mercy.
Right.
But people don't understand that. They rather have grace and mercy or rather have 2 crutches than walk on their 2 feet.
Right.
They
You
got,
ever see?
they got motorized chair now.
Yeah, you ever see people that go in the grocery store? They can walk, they ain't got no problem walking,
They wanna ride.
but they want to ride on it.
Yeah, I see him.
They want to ride all around the store and get in everybody's way.
Yeah.
They can't even drive, they're running into every cart. Knocking down all the groceries. I mean, if you could stand up,
Right.
then why you need help?
Right.
Stand on your own 2 feet.
Yes, sir.
You know, people do that. Let me tell you something. People are something else. Sometimes they don't want to stand on their own 2 feet. They have their money, but they want to spend yours.
Right. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
They don't want to stand on their faith.
Right.
They want to go on your grace.
Right.
Well, let me borrow your grace. Can you give me some grace? Or can you just have mercy upon me? Let me stand upon that. And that's what he's standing on. But the man said, no, you need to stand on your own 2 feet.
Right.
Spend your own money. Do your own thing. When you can do it for yourself, don't let somebody else do it for you.
That's right. That's right.
You know, my wife tells me all the time, it's kind of personal, but she don't mind. Sometimes I tried to help her with something. She said, I can do it. I said, baby, let me help you do it. She said, no, you're not going to cripple me. I got 2 hands. I can do it. And if I need help, I'm going to ask you. But I don't want you taking away my independence to cripple me. I said, wow. Okay, I understand.
Like, whoop, whoop, back up.
Yeah, I understand. I got an independent wife, and she got a hand. I was just trying to give her grace and mercy. She said, no, I got faith.
Right.
What's up?
Hallelujah. Let's finish this up.
Debt.
14, he said, death and Shiloh were thrown into the lake of fire. Death was thrown into the lake of fire. The one that was coming after Yah's people. Now, death is no longer needed.
Right.
So death himself is being thrown in the lake of fire. Now, if death was just a myth and not a person, or why would then death be, or you know what I mean, I have a body, then why would death be thrown into the lake of fire?
Wow.
And then it says, this is the second death. And if anyone was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. Brothers and sisters, the second part to this message is just as powerful as the first. But I can't give you no more because you are well fed for today. Bound in chains and ready for prison. Don't allow the enemy to take away your freedom and to do to you what is supposed to be done to him.
Yes.
Don't allow him to play this game with Yah's people. So he can lock up our brothers and sisters and cause us to fight against one another, to defeat us by having us killing the very best of all people. He knows that he cannot find them faster than we could find them. He knows that we know where they are, and we know who they are, and we know the strong leaders among us. He knows that we know. So he's sending our people to go find the strong leaders among us. And I'll pay you X amount of money to wipe your brother off. Don't fall for that. The master got everything that you need. You don't need his filthy lucre.
Right.
So my brothers and sisters, thank you again for joining us at PowerPac Ministries. I am the prophet of Israel, standing in this day and time, spreading the good news, and pastor of this assembly, PowerPac Ministries. You could reach us at area code 813-317-6806. And if you want to write us, or you want to help us with this work, we don't beg, but we're saying that we're giving you an opportunity to sow your seeds into good soil so we can take this work. The Gentiles and some of the other nations and some of the other religions, they support, all around. They support their people. They support their organization so that they could be strong and powerful and getting the word out. But our people, we make an appeal and they act like, well, why are you asking me? Well, we're giving you opportunity to share in this great work and to get a reward for the work that you have done by helping a ministry that is really going someplace, that is really standing on the truth, that is really serving the master with a whole heart.
Yes, sir.
P.O. Box 340-212, Tampa, Florida, 33694. You got that? And then the phone number is 813-317-6806. Thank you again for tuning in.